Welcome back, everyone, to the Yahoo Cup Series. The track we're visiting is another road course in the great city of Austin, Texas, at Circuit of the Americas. This road course has plenty of polarizing turns, just like Watkins Glen, to offer these drivers for a 2-mile circuit. We got 7 laps with now 30 cars, as we have former F1 champion Kimi Räikkönen officially joining the season for the rest of this season and next. As we complete seeing the field, let's check out our ones to watch. Chase Elliott is always really fast at road courses. He starts up front today. Austin Cindric has had a really rough start to the season, but hopefully he could get a good run here today. Bubba Wallace, not really a road course specialist, but he starts up front. Let's see what he can do. And Kimi Räikkönen joining the series, starts mid-pack. Let's see how far he can get up. Let's head to pit road to get the command.
To deliver the most famous words in motorsports for the 61st annual Daytona 500, please welcome our Grand Marshal, 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Houston Texans defensive end, J.J. Watt.
Drivers, start your engines!
As we see our field come off of pit road, let's check out the pole sitter William Byron's lap. As he crosses the start-finish line, we immediately enter a bit of an S's, just like at Watkins Glen. They go into a right-hander and then a left-hander. Then they enter a carousel, a long 180 turn, where they start heading back the other direction. Now we enter a chicane, as we see at Watkins Glen as well, but this chicane is much tighter as they navigate through it. And then we have a long straightaway here into a sharp turn that takes us back to the finish line. We'll see a lot of passing and a lot of contact around there. Now let's head to our starting lineup. William Byron and Kurt Busch will lead the field on row 1, and in row 2 has Austin Cindric and Chase Elliott. Row 3, we got Daniel Suarez and Eric Jones, and row 4 is Kyle Busch and Alex Bowman. Row 5 has Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain, and in row 6 we have Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell, a couple of dirt guys. Row 7 is Joey Logano and Harrison Burton. Row 8, Ricky Stenhouse and Chase Briscoe, with row 9 has Denny Hamlin and the newcomer Kimi Räikkönen. Row 10, Martin Truex and Cole Custer. Row 11, Corey LaJoie and Kevin Harvick. Then in row 12 is RFK guys Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher. In row 13 is Josh Bilicki, Ty Dillon. Row 14 is Kaz Gralla and Todd Gilliland. And rounding out the field in row 15 is Ryan Blaney and Eric Almirola. Here at Circuit of the Americas, like I said earlier, a 2-mile road course, 7-lap event with now 30 cars. Points leader William Byron on the pole, and Kimi Räikkönen's first ever race here. Here's the field ready to take the green flag here at Circuit of the Americas. As green flag is in the air, William Byron and Kurt Busch will lead them into the S's, Austin Cindric and Chase Elliott right behind them. Byron's going to be able to clear Kurt exiting the S's. Cindric going to follow him to the inside of Kurt to try and take second away. As Chase Elliott's going to bump Kurt Busch out of the way, Kurt's going to drop out of the top 5 already. As Byron and Cindric now take command of the field, Suarez and Elliott side by side for third. Kyle Busch right behind them. As William Byron and Austin Cindric will lead them into the sharp hairpin turn here. As Suarez and Elliott remain side by side for third. Byron will lead lap 1, but Cindric's going to get to his inside to take the lead away. Going into the S's, Suarez and Elliott still side by side for third. Kyle Busch yet to make a move on one of them. Cindric will clear Byron going into the carousel. Suarez will take advantage of this and get to the inside of him for second. As, Harrison Burton's going to spin going through the S's, it looks like, and Denny Hamlin's going to spin in the carousel. But here's the flyby of the field exiting the chicane. Cindric and Suarez now lead the field. Byron's starting to drop back, Elliott moving into third. Kyle Busch looks like he's going to try to get to the inside of Byron. And Eric Jones is having a solid run so far. Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez still leading, entering the carousel. Chase Elliott clears Byron. Kyle Busch to the inside for fourth. As now we're on board with Chase Elliott. Daniel Suarez all over the back bumper of Austin Cindric. Kyle Busch going to move into fourth. And it looks like Kimi Räikkönen's going to go around. And it's going to collect Christopher Bell, but Bell looks like he's going to continue on. As here's a replay of the wreck. It looks like Bubba Wallace gave Kimi Räikkönen a bit of a nudge going into the turn and just carried too much speed and sent him around collecting Christopher Bell. Let's look at it one more time. Yeah, looks like Christopher Bell slowed the impact for Kimi Räikkönen, which is lucky for Räikkönen to be able to reduce the impact and continue on here. Here's some of the leaders on pit road. Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch led them on, as Elliott and Kyle will lead them off as well. Martin Truex moves up a lot of spots on pit road. A lot of guys stayed out, though, as here's some of the people that did pit and where they placed. Elliott and Busch stayed where they were, and Martin Truex gained a lot of spots, and Corey LaJoie and Ryan Blaney moving through the field pretty quickly. As here's some of the people that stayed out. Austin Cindric and Daniel Suarez stayed out, with Ross Chastain now lining up on the front row, with Kyle Larson right behind him. As green flag is back in the air here, Suarez going to make a 3-wide move into the S's, but gets super loose. He got pinned down and could not hold his position, as he's going to send Cindric through the S's, but Suarez gets loose, and he's going to go up into Bowman. Bowman's going to go around. He was up front in the points battle. That's going to send him back. As Chastain's now in the lead. Where did he come from? Joey Logano's entered the top 5. Kyle Larson on the outside. Eccentric's going to send Chastain. Ross Chastain spins out in the hairpin. Joey Logano is in the lead now with Suarez and Cindric side by side for second. Kevin Harvick's entered the top 5 as well. Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch already gained a lot of spots, getting close to the front of the field. As here they are through the carousel. Chase Elliott side by side with Larson for 5th already. As Suarez makes a move on Logano for the lead. Looks like he's going to clear him. As Kevin Harvick's there. Chastain has gone around again in the chicane. As Kevin Harvick gets sent. Joey Logano in the lead now. Still. Chase Elliott side by side. White flag is in the air. What a crazy turn of events. Chase Elliott and Joey Logano side by side. Kyle Busch is going to take him 3 wide. And now Elliott and Kyle Busch are side by side for the lead. Martin Truex with a crazy pitch strategy has entered the top 3 now. He's looking for a good finish after back-to-back wins. As Austin Cindric goes around, dominating this race, is not going to have a good finish. It's side by side through the hairpin. Who's going to win the race? It's going to be Chase Elliott across the line with Truex stealing second from Kyle Busch. What a crazy last lap turn of events. As, big hit for Josh Bilicki there right at the end. Got turned coming across the start-finish line. But Chase Elliott, with a bold pitch strategy coming to pit road, is going to make it his way through the field and win the race. As Martin Truex has been on fire lately with the first, and second. As Ryan Blaney starting last made his way up to 4th. As Suarez still got a top 10. Corey LaJoie with a top 10. Harvick is going to end up 11th. Bubba did all right. Chastain got spun out twice. Bell, Hamlin, Byron, a lot of front runners in the points ended up in the back. As there's Bowman, who I think was the one that turned Bilicki there at the end, coming across the finish line. As Austin Cindric, a rough day for him after starting up front. And Kimi Räikkönen, an unfortunate first race for him. As Kyle Busch now jumps to the top of the point standings after finishing 3rd, with Martin Truex right behind him and Blaney in 3rd. Byron and Hamlin now follow them. Bowman's dropped back in the points a bit. As Elliott's towards the top now. As Eric Jones has got 100 points, and the rest of the field, Burton and Ty Dillon, have continued to fall back. And Austin Cindric almost is about to get passed by some of the people who joined late in the season here. Just been a really rough season for him. As Kimi Räikkönen, unfortunately, only gets 1 point to start his season.